That's a great way to think about it. Imagine you have a fish tank. Inside the tank are healthy fish that you want to protect, but there is also a lot of algae growing. If the algae keeps spreading, it can take over the tank and eventually harm the fish. The challenge is simple. You want to remove the algae without hurting the fish. This is very similar to what doctors face when treating cancer. The goal is to destroy cancer cells while keeping healthy cells safe. Cancer depends on blood vessels to survive and grow. These blood vessels carry oxygen and nutrients that feed the tumor. If that blood supply is reduced, the cancer has a much harder time growing. Think of it like reducing the amount of air going into the fish tank. There is still enough oxygen for the fish to live, but not enough for the algae to keep spreading. Our bodies can actually tell the difference between healthy blood vessels and the weak blood vessels that tumors create. Healthy blood vessels are strong and well built, like a house made by an experienced builder using quality materials. Blood vessels that feed a tumor are very different. They are poorly built, almost like a house made by someone who rushed the job and used cheap materials. Now imagine a powerful storm. The weak house is likely to fall apart, while the strong house stays standing. The same idea applies to cancer. Treatments that target blood vessels can damage the weak vessels feeding the tumor, while leaving the healthy ones largely protected. This is how anti-angiogenic medicines work. They slow or stop the growth of new blood vessels that tumors need to survive. Interestingly, certain foods contain natural compounds that may support this process as well. Plants are full of helpful substances that scientists often call bioactive compounds. You can think of them as nature's own medicine cabinet. These natural compounds may help keep blood vessel growth under control. Instead of allowing extra blood vessels to feed a tumor, they may help keep those vessels from growing too much. This can be especially valuable when it comes to cancer prevention. One well-known example is green tea. Many people know green tea contains antioxidants. It has also been linked to supporting healthy blood sugar, cholesterol levels, and stress responses. Green tea is especially rich in plant compounds called catechins. One of the most studied is EGCG. Years ago, while studying treatments that block the blood supply to cancer, I decided to test green tea in the laboratory. The results were surprising. The natural compounds in green tea were very effective at slowing the growth of blood vessels that tumors depend on. In fact, if I had told my research team that this compound came from a pharmaceutical company instead of a tea leaf, they probably would have been extremely excited. That experience reminded me how powerful nature can be. Another natural compound is resveratrol, which is found in red grapes and red wine. Researchers have also studied resveratrol because it may help reduce the growth of blood vessels that support tumors. Soy is another interesting example. There has been confusion for years about whether soy is healthy, especially because it contains natural plant estrogens called phytoestrogens. Some people worry these compounds act like human estrogen, but scientific studies show they are very different. Instead of acting like the body's estrogen, these plant compounds may actually block some of estrogen's effects. One of the main compounds in soy is called genistein. Research suggests genistein may help reduce the blood supply that feeds certain breast cancers, and studies in people have also explored this possibility. Tomatoes provide another helpful compound called lycopene. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that has been widely studied for its potential health benefits. As scientists continue learning more, we are finding that many healthy plant foods contain natural compounds that may help support the body's normal defenses against disease. As a doctor, I was always trained to ask one question whenever someone became ill: why did this person get sick? Patients often ask the same thing: what caused this? What happened to me? For many years, that was also the focus of my research. I wanted to understand what caused disease. But eventually I realized there was an even more interesting question. Why don't we get sick more often? Think about children. Most children are healthy most of the time. Healthy adults also spend many years without major illnesses. Yes, people catch colds or the flu from time to time, but serious diseases usually become more common later in life. So instead of asking only why disease happens, I started asking why the body is able to stay healthy for so long. Why don't more children develop cancer? Why don't more healthy adults develop heart disease or diabetes at a young age? Those questions completely changed the direction of my research. I began studying what the body is doing every day to protect itself. Many people think being healthy simply means not having a disease, but health is much more than that. Health is an active process. Every day, your body is constantly working to repair damage, fight harmful cells, and protect itself from illness. I call these natural protective processes the body's health defense systems. Through my research, I identified 5 major health defense systems, which I describe in my book, Eat to Beat Disease. The first is angiogenesis, the system that controls the growth of blood vessels. vessels. Scientists can encourage new blood vessels to grow when healing is needed, or slow their growth when diseases like cancer try to use them. The second system involves stem cells. Stem cells help repair damaged tissues and support the body's natural healing process. I have spent many years working in regenerative medicine to better understand how these remarkable cells work. The third system is the microbiome. This is the community of trillions of helpful bacteria and other microorganisms living mainly in the digestive system. They play an important role in digestion, metabolism, and overall health. The fourth system involves our genes and DNA. Our genes contain the instructions that guide how our bodies function. Researchers have even developed gene therapies to help treat certain diseases by correcting or replacing faulty genes. The fifth system is the immune system. The immune system is the body's natural defense against infections and abnormal cells. In recent years, treatments that strengthen the immune system have become some of the biggest breakthroughs in cancer care. After spending many years researching and developing treatments in each of these areas, I have come to appreciate one important idea. Our bodies are not simply waiting to become sick. They are constantly working to protect us, repair damage, and keep us healthy every single day. Instead of only thinking about medicines that activate these health systems, let's look at how our bodies naturally protect us every day. Our bodies already have built-in defense systems that work around the clock to keep us healthy. For example, our blood vessels deliver oxygen and nutrients to healthy cells while helping prevent harmful diseases, including cancer, from growing. Another powerful defense system is our stem cells. Many people don't know this, but every one of us has about 75 million stem cells in our body at any given time. These special cells helped build our entire body before we were born. While we were growing inside our mother's womb, stem cells formed our organs, muscles, bones, and tissues. Even after birth, we keep many of these stem cells. They are stored in places like our bone marrow, skin, and other tissues, ready to help repair damage when needed. This is one of the amazing ways our body keeps itself healthy. As we get older, our bodies constantly repair and replace damaged cells. You can easily see this with your hair, which keeps growing. The lining inside your mouth is another example. Have you ever burned your mouth with hot food or scraped the roof of your mouth while eating something crunchy? It hurts, but within a day or two, the tissue usually heals. That happens because your body is constantly regenerating itself. What's even more remarkable is that many of our internal organs can also repair themselves. For example, if a large portion of the liver is removed, the remaining part can grow back until the liver returns to its normal size. Even the lungs have some ability to repair damaged tissue. For many years, we were taught that only animals like starfish or salamanders could regenerate body parts. Today, we know that's not completely true. Humans also have impressive regenerative abilities. Scientists are now studying ways to help this natural healing process work even better. While biotechnology is developing new treatments, researchers are also discovering that certain foods may support regeneration. One example is dark chocolate made with high amounts of cocoa. Dark cocoa contains natural plant compounds called polyphenols, which have been studied for their possible role in supporting healthy cells. Fruit peels also contain helpful compounds. One example is ursolic acid, a natural substance found in the skins of some fruits. Research suggests it may encourage stem cells to become more active and support the body's repair process. Imagine if one day we could match specific foods with the body's healing needs. Perhaps certain nutrients could help support brain health, muscle repair, or other tissues as we age. This is one of the exciting areas scientists continue to explore. Now let's talk about another important health defense system, the microbiome. Your body contains about 39 trillion bacteria, most of them living inside your intestines. These bacteria are not harmful. In fact, many are essential for good health. A healthy microbiome helps control hormones, supports digestion, influences cholesterol, and helps your body manage blood sugar. When the balance of these bacteria is disturbed, many parts of the body can be affected. That's why keeping your gut healthy is so important. One surprising example involves artificial sweeteners. Some research suggests that certain artificial sweeteners may change the balance of gut bacteria in a very short time. Although these sweeteners contain little or no calories for us, the bacteria in our intestines are also exposed to them. If the balance of healthy bacteria changes, it may affect digestion, metabolism, and even some hormones that influence the brain. Because of this, taking care of your gut microbiome is an important part of protecting your overall health. Another natural defense system is our DNA. Every single day, small mistakes happen as our cells divide and copy genetic information. Fortunately, our bodies have repair systems that constantly find and fix many of these errors before they become serious problems. Without these repair systems, the risk of diseases such as cancer would be much higher. The final defense system is our immune system. Most people think of the immune system as protection against viruses like the flu or COVID-19. It certainly does that. But it also protects us from unhealthy cells that develop inside our own bodies, including cells that could eventually become cancer. Our immune system is always watching for these abnormal cells and working to remove them before they become a bigger problem. Now let's look at some foods that may help support these natural defenses. Blueberries. Blueberries are one of my favorite examples. Their deep blue color comes from natural compounds called anthocyanins. These plant nutrients have been studied because they may help support a healthy immune system. Research suggests anthocyanins may increase the activity of important immune cells, including T cells and natural killer cells. These cells are some of the body's strongest defenders against infections and abnormal cells. Some studies have found that eating about 1.5 cups of blueberries each day may improve the activity of these immune cells. Athletes who regularly eat blueberries have also been studied because they often maintain healthier immune function during intense training. Another interesting benefit is that blueberries may help lower excessive inflammation while still supporting a healthy immune response. This is important because we want an immune system that is strong enough to fight disease, but not overly active in a harmful way. Blueberries may help support that healthy balance. Broccoli. Another excellent food is broccoli. Broccoli contains natural compounds called sulforaphanes. These compounds are also found in vegetables like kale and Swiss chard, but broccoli is one of the richest sources. Studies suggest sulforaphane may help activate important immune cells, including T cells. Here's a useful tip. Most people only eat the broccoli florets and throw away the stems. However, the stems actually contain even more sulforaphane than the tops. Instead of throwing them away, chop them into soups, blend them into vegetable soups, or cook them with other vegetables. They are nutritious and can add extra health benefits. If you really want to maximize sulforaphane, consider broccoli sprouts. These are tiny broccoli plants that are only 3 or 4 days old. Surprisingly, broccoli sprouts can contain up to 100 times more sulforaphane than mature broccoli. Some studies have even found that people who consumed broccoli sprouts after receiving a flu vaccine showed a much stronger immune response. This suggests these young sprouts may provide powerful support for the body's natural defenses. Simple foods like blueberries and broccoli show that everyday meals can do more than satisfy hunger. They may also help support the body's own systems that protect, repair, and keep us healthy over time.